Rahul is the in-house absolute connoisseur of scooters.
Everybody wanted a scooter. Also because families thought that a scooter was a safer option than a motorcycle.
When they first saw the scooter, it was smaller, it was actually more similar to what the DX was. But they wanted something bigger and more premium.
In Suzuki was also a bike which created a ruckus in India because of the smoothness of that Suzuki engine.
How can we forget the heavyweight champion of two-wheeler motorcycle commuters in India?
All the market research, everything goes for a toss when it comes to a Splendor.
Do you think, as we moved on from the 90s, do you think commuting became less fun?
When the Activa came, it was such a revolution.
Absolutely.
It was a scooter, which means it was more versatile.
This might have been the reason why the mentality is this way today. Because scooter lena to Activa le lo.
Hello and welcome to Connecting Rod, your one-stop destination for everything automotive and surrounding information. But today we are not going to go the enthusiastic part.
Yeah.
We have Abhinav Jakar with us, and you know, when Abhinav is with me, we are going to talk motorcycles. Actually not motorcycles, two-wheelers. So what are we talking about?
So we're going to talk about commuters in India and the ones that have been most impactful. And even if you look at it now, I mean, Honda, it's just been, I think, a week or so since Honda launched the new Shine, the 100. And the Kinetic DX is also back.
Kinetic DX. That's an interesting topic we'll get to. But come to think of it, Abhinav, the whole commuter segment in India actually started with scooters.
Yeah.
Right?
No question.
Back in the, late 70s, early 80s, Vespa came along with Bajaj.
Right.
And that was the start of the revolution, actually.
Absolutely.
The Bajaj and Vespa thing.
Scooter lineup.
Yeah. Actually, Vespa started getting scooters into India much earlier. Because they were all imports. At that point of time, a lot of imported bikes. And
a lot of licensed products at the time.
No, actually not licensed. They used to be coming straight from Italy.
Right.
Because import laws and all that were very different. And even to this date, I have a 65 Vespa, which is a...
Yes, Rahul is the in-house absolute connoisseur of scooters. Like he's had them all. You probably named them and he's had them. So...
Yeah, until and unless that 15-year-old ban came along and I had to part with a lot of scooters. But that 1965 Vespa, which I have, I did not. I can never sell it. I'll take it to the grave no matter who tells me what. I don't care.
Right.
So I shifted back to Calcutta. No, never mind. So it all started then, like these scooters started coming in because India needed commuters, things to transport.
Absolutely.
But then Bajaj was the actual game changer. That's when the license thing started happening.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Under the leadership of Rahul Bajaj, the humble Vespa scooter, which is the VBA series, round headlamp, 3-speed gearbox, came into India and Bajaj started producing them.
Right.
At their facility.
Right.
And they became the lifeline. Now coming to the Bajaj Super, the Bajaj Super was basically a clone of the Vespa VBA, direct clone.
Right.
And by direct I mean it had 8-inch wheels, 2-stroke engine and a 3-speed gearbox. Now if you look at the situation at that point of time, Italy and India in these times had very similar situations, right? The roads were not that developed, small roads. So that scooter started becoming the rage. And of course, it was a 2-stroke, but even for that, it was pretty efficient.
Absolutely.
And the Indians just loved having it.
I think with Italy, that's a very interesting point because even with cars, they had the whole thing of having small cars with the 500. And I think... I won't say it's lost over time, but I think the commuters of that time were more stylish, just in terms of scooters.
Yes, because...
They looked the part.
See, Italians will always be stylish. Okay, that's the... even Lambretta for that matter. Look at the Lambrettas.
Yeah.
The Lambrettas were also super cool looking, right? Especially the smaller ones which they made later, the Cento and the LI Series 1 and Series 2, all these scooters. If you look at them, they were very, very nice to look at.
Absolutely.
And while we are talking about Bajaj, we should not also forget the other Italian, which is Lambretta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lambretta was produced by I don't know how many companies in India.
Right.
API was there. There is Vijay Pushpak.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was the Allwin Lambrettas. There was like anyone and everyone who had a manufacturing facility.
Even the Bajaj 150, which was again a Vespa.
No, Bajaj 150 was the Chetak basically.
The Chetak, yeah. Yeah.
That came later.
Right.
When the Chetak came along, Chetak was a completely different story because that was actually the first time Bajaj did something
Yeah.
with bigger wheels, 10-inch wheels, a 4-speed gearbox and a 150cc engine.
Right.
You know, that Chetak was the game changer for the Indian commuter because the bigger wheels meant more stability.
Stability, yeah.
And people just, I
think
remember.
Chetak was like, it's fair to say Chetak was probably the starter in many ways of that homegrown commuter scooter that we tend to see today.
Yes,
that was
yes,
the genesis of it all.
Absolutely. And people joke about it, but that's true. The way to start a Chetak or a Bajaj was a very different way. You tilt the scooter on one side so that the fuel comes in and then you kick it and it starts up.
And it had those insane waiting periods where you had to buy it earlier so that, your child could have it.
Yeah. It's like, when jokes are there when, girls were born, people would book a Chetak because by the time she's ready to get married, the Chetak will come. So that is the kind of thing which used to happen. And that's very interesting because late 80s, when the Chetak was ruling roost, Vespa actually came back with LML.
Yeah.
And this time, they bought the PX.
Correct.
Which till date is one of the most sold scooters in the world. Even today.
Right.
PX was a game changer because it came with a lot of these things which the Bajaj did not have.
Right.
First, it was a bigger scooter. It looked massive, manly, all those things. And then it had round headlights, indicators. The first gen didn't have indicators because we had one in the family. It was a 89 LML Vespa. It actually at that time it didn't even have a name.
Okay, it was just the LML.
It was just the LML Vespa, and it would have a Lohia badge in the front.
Yeah.
I
think LML was Lohia Machinery.
Yes,
Limited.
LML. Yes. Yeah. So, but just to make sure that they are also recognized, they would put a Lohia badge on the front.
Right.
And yes, and that's what spurred the whole scooter segment. Everybody wanted a scooter. Also because families thought that a scooter was a safer option than a motorcycle.
Absolutely.
Which at that point of time was mainly the Bullet and
Java.
The Rajdoot and the Javas.
Yeah.
So people had that notion about scooters.
But when you reach the 80s, from the 70s on to the 80s, the obvious advent that we have to talk about is motorcycles, because that is when it
No, really no. Before that, we are forgetting about a product which actually was a game changer, which is the Kinetic Honda.
Right.
We can't move on without talking. We can move on without talking about the Priyas of the world and things like that. But we cannot move on without the Kinetic Honda.
Right.
The first scooter which came with electric start.
Yeah.
The first scooter which was an automatic.
It had that sound also.
And that ring, 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 ring.
Start like that,
But it had a fuel gauge.
Yeah.
Nobody had heard about a fuel gauge on a scooter. I mean, why would you? And the reason was that Honda was looking way ahead.
Yeah.
Like Vespa has kept coming back in various forms with the scooter. So has Honda.
Yeah.
So when Kinetic Honda came with the DX, actually it was called the Kinetic Honda. And then came the DX, and then came the ZX, and then came the Zoom, and it kept on happening, Things kept on happening. That was a real game changer because that scooter was fit for women as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Women found fancy with the Kinetic Honda along with men because you didn't have to do anything. You didn't have a clutch. You didn't have anything. You just thumb a starter, scooter starts up, you twist and you go.
Yeah.
I mean, just think
It's also a very good-looking scooter. From what
course.
I mean, I recently went to the Kinetic DX launch.
Yes.
And they had the older ones there, and it just looks. It looks very different from what it was. I mean, very different from any other thing that was sold in the market at the time.
I believe even if they would have just taken that shape, and modernized it,
yeah,
just modernized. I mean, okay, it looks like the Kinetic DX. It does.
Right.
Let's not get away from that. The front apron, especially the front mudguard, the side panel. I love the way that
the
they
whole
have
metal body, those vents,
yeah, and clever bits like the instrument panel which I saw was reminds me of the older one, and there were 3 slats on the older one, right? Clever use of technology. That's where the speaker sits now.
This is fantastic.
You just needed to do the same thing, just modernize it. I think
actually in their presentation they mentioned that when they first saw the scooter, it was smaller, it was actually more similar to what the DX was, but they wanted something bigger and more premium. Hence the size.
Well, I don't know.
That's subjective.
That bigger is better philosophy in India. I know how it works, but that's not what I think. I mean, if you're really reviving a retro brand, then you should have that retro touch.
Also.
Like you see coming back to the Enfield Bullet or / Classic 350. The new Classic 350 is brand new.
Yeah.
But
it looks almost exactly the same.
Yeah, you show it to any. I mean, my 89 Bullet looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's what you should have done.
Absolutely.
With the Kinetic, especially the headlight area, which is so prominent. That face was so nice.
But would you say the Kinetic DX was the last, at least for the 80s, was the last sort of...
even in the 90s.
Even in the 90s. There was
early 90s,
scooters in the 90s. But in the 90s and the late 80s is when that slight shift towards smaller capacity motorcycles started happening.
Absolutely.
And for the viewer, for your interest, we're going to stick to bikes that are predominantly below 125cc. So really commuters, like commuters. So no 150s, 200s, nothing like that. 125cc is where we cap it. And I think it began with, I mean, as we've spoken about before, the Yamaha RX 100. That whole thing of coming onto a smaller capacity bike which is fun and can be your everyday commuter.
Abhinav, fun was not the factor when RX 100 came. Okay, it was just another commuter. That whole enthusiast gamut has happened now.
Yeah.
Because people are enjoying a 2-stroke more than a 4-stroke.
Right.
And this, despite being 100cc, could give you that thrill.
But even at the time, it was so different from anything in terms of technology, and everybody had...
It was mainly reliability.
Again, Yamaha bringing something of that sort was it was something that I think it had the fun element then also, because people, when the 4-stroke started coming out, people out of just being rebellious started buying the RX 100 because they were like, no, we want that,
So if we size down that era of hundreds, right? What all do we have?
Yeah.
We have the RX 100, which was always ruling the roost. I mean, you can put it that way. Then we have the Kawasaki Bajaj RTZ, which is again a 100cc 2-stroke. We had the TVS Suzuki Samurai, which was again a 100cc. So all these 3 bikes, I know there are Int Suzuki fans here also.
Yeah.
Int Suzuki was also a bike which created a ruckus in India because of the smoothness of that Suzuki engine.
Right.
I mean, it used to give literally 4-stroke levels of refinement from a 2-stroke engine. We had one in the family. You would not know that bike is idling.
Right.
That sound was so cool. It was so mellowed. Unlike the RX 100, which, as you said,
RX 100 was just loud.
Was a louder, rebellious motorcycle.
Look at me, I'm here. Motorcycle. Yeah.
So the 2-strokes kept on charging ahead. And all of this while, your favorite, the Royal Enfield Bullet, was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Because nobody wanted a Bullet.
Yep.
Because they used to be a nightmare. They would break down. Heavy, service centers were unreliable, not fuel efficient. All those things were associated with a Bullet. Right? So the Bullet was someone, like the cops used to ride Bullets, the army used to ride Bullets because they would have backup.
Yeah.
For commoners like us, the RX was the only option.
Yeah.
Until the 4-strokes came in.
And the Hero Honda CD100.
And I personally believe that the CD100 took off, CD100 SS, the later one, took off because of that advertising campaign called Fill It, Shut It, Forget It.
Yeah,
That's how advertising is done.
Yeah.
You come to the clients, customers and say, this is my forte. I don't have anything else to give you. I am not going to give you 0 to 100. I am not going to give you 103 times the speed of sound, top speed. I am going to give you fuel economy.
Right.
And that's what triggered it all.
Right.
At that point of time, fuel was getting expensive in India. People wanted fuel efficiency.
Right.
And that's what changed the game in India.
Absolutely. I think also, it's probably safe to say that this was probably the era where the Japanese really started to
and all joint ventures.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way, Hero and Honda, TVS and Suzuki. Who else was there? Am I forgetting?
Suzuki,
Kawasaki Bajaj.
Kawasaki
Bajaj was there. Hero Honda, of course. We said about it. So, all these Indo-Japanese...
Yamaha with,
Escorts. Yamaha was Escorts.
Yeah.
So all these Indo-Japanese collaborations were churning out motorcycles which were like absolute brilliance in whatever they did.
And I think, honestly, this was the golden era of commuters in my head. Because...
yes, because it was a fresher concept.
It was a fresher concept and a lot of people were more into having a bike because of the fact that there were so many options and you could have your own personality to them.
No. You know, Abhinav, late 80s I'm talking about, the 4-strokes had come in. Problem was production.
Right.
Our LML, the one which I spoke about, the 89, came because my uncle had booked a Hero Honda. That's what he showed me. It just said Hero Honda motorcycle on the booking receipt.
Right.
And I have seen that receipt. It says delivery date / not available.
Okay.
And he booked that bike in 87.
Right.
87, 88.
Right.
It's around that time. He waited 2 years for that motorcycle to come. Because before that he was riding one of these Lambretta things.
Right.
And in 89 his Lambretta gave up. And he just said, okay, let me go and see what I get. And he was comfortable with the scooter. And at that time LML Vespa had just come out with this PX range of scooters. He went, LML gave him a spot delivery. He bought it. 2 years after getting the LML, he got a letter. It came by post. I have seen it. It's hilarious. Congratulations, your Hero Honda is ready for delivery. That's 4 years. 4 years of waiting for a Hero Honda motorcycle.
This is incredible.
And he never called back the dealer, nothing. And the dealer never called him, nothing.
Right.
He was all the more happy because at that time the Chetak and the Hero Hondas were going for premium.
Correct.
तो अगर किसी को नहीं चाहिए, dealer is very happy because he'll say कि देखो एक बाइक है, आप इतना दोगे तो मैं आपको दे दूंगा.
Right.
So the dealer never called him, he never called the dealer. But the letter had come that after 4 years of booking that आपका Hero Honda ready है. You know, that kind of thing. So
that was a big challenge.
It was a big challenge. Getting mobile was a big deal.
So what the scooter sort of shrunk maybe in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Because you had the Bajaj Sunny, you had the TVS
those
Scooty.
Were scooterettes.
Scooterettes.
The Scooty.
Sorry, that's the right politically correct term.
And let me tell you, the product called TVS Scooty is a name. You know, every scooter you buy or see on the road is not a Scooty.
Yeah.
It is a scooterette if you put it that way. The smaller capacity, below 100 types जो छोटे वाले होते थे, like the Bajaj Sunny, they were scooterettes.
Scooterettes, yeah.
Right? The Activa is not a Scooty. It is like saying that मैं तो 800 चलाता हूँ. Now you might be driving a Mercedes-Benz hatchback, but you will not call it a 800 because it's a hatchback.
Fair. Fair enough.
So it's a scooter. Even today, the Activa is a scooter, not a Scooty.
But that's also a testament to the fact that TVS, the Scooty, picked up so well.
Mad.
Even
mad.
I still have a TVS Scooty, which is a
I want to
Scooty.
really see that thing. Abhinav, you have... Well, everybody calls me collector and, I have hordes of bikes and all that. This guy out here has some really cool vehicles which I can only dream of, and he doesn't show it to anybody. He just quietly parks it in his home, which is Gurgaon, and enjoys them.
So the Scooty is still, we don't have the heart to sell it because everybody learned.
You need to scrap it. What else?
No chance. No chance.
There is not going to be anything which
I learned to ride on it. My mother learned to ride on it. My sister learned to ride a scooter on it. So it's probably never going to go. But should we move on to the 2000s? Because things significantly changed in the 2000s.
Well, no. It actually, the game changer was the Splendor. How can you forget the Splendor?
How can we forget the heavyweight champion of two-wheeler motorcycle commuters in India, which is a Splendor?
The
world. Sorry, my bad. The world. Because in India, I think the Indian motorcycle market is by far the largest in the world.
Yeah, and they are all commuters, by the way. We are number one because of our 100cc
Forget the big ADVs and the this and the that.
Forget about it. Splendor was the
absolute king.
Real game changer.
Is the absolute king, sorry.
Yeah, Splendor is still the king, but it brought along certain things, I think, which caught on with the fancy of the people, which is...
you mentioned, yes.
Yeah. So, as far as my knowledge goes, the Splendor had a few features which immediately clicked with the Janta at that time. I'm talking about the 90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s, mid 90s actually, 95s. 95s. 95, 96. I think that's the time when the Splendor was launched. It was the first bike in India which came with a fairing. It was the first bike in India. No, the second bike in India which also got a fuel gauge.
Fuel gauge, yeah.
Earlier, the KB used to get a most comprehensive instrument panel.
Yeah.
Apart from that, Splendor used to have it. And what was the third one I used to get? I completely forgot.
You spoke about the fuel gauge and the headlamp cowl.
The headlamp cowl, yes.
Which was very unique. And
at that time.
Even today, if you see that, you're like, oh, that's a Splendor.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. And not to forget the reliability.
I was just going to ask, why is the Splendor what it is? I mean, there have been other bikes to challenge that, and we'll get to that part when we get to the 2000s. But why was the Splendor and still is? Like, why is it the best-selling scooter? Motorcycle, according to you.
Reliability.
Plain and simple.
It's plain and simple. When I started working, this is 20 years back. Dipayan is not here to call me old this time, but yeah. 20 years back, my colleague, Ashish Chavan, still lives in Kolhapur. Right. And we had just started working in Overdrive, and long-termers were dreams at that point of time. And this friend of mine, he got his Splendor from Kolhapur to Pune. We were working in Pune. Right. And in Pune, we used to ride that bike, right? One fine day, I realized, and I thought of asking him, कि भाई ये सर्विस कब कराया था? The answer was याद नहीं. And I said, यार it's not sounding right. He said, 60-65 तो दे देती है, तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है? चल रहा है तो चलने दो, क्यों करना है सर्विस? I said, that's not how the bike will run. Your bike will die, right? So let's get it serviced. He said, देख मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, तुझे कराना है तो कर ले. Now, I was heavily relying on that motorcycle at that point of time because a lot of work, basically commuting home, I used to use that bike many a time. It was a green Splendor. So I took it for service. The mechanic I went to a roadside guy. No Honda showroom nonsense. Just घर के बाजू में एक बंदा कुछ कर रहा था. मैं कहा भाई इसका ऑयल चेंज कर दे और जो कुछ भी है एयर फिल्टर वगैरह क्लीन कर दे, सर्विस कर दे. So as is even today, I don't let my bikes be. I stand there to see what is happening. So this guy opens the drain plug for the engine oil. You won't believe. Literally this much white gunk came out of that engine. यार वो चाय होता है ना, जो तबड़ी में चाय मिलता है ना, वो कटिंग चाय, उस कलर का इंजन ऑयल था. एंड दैट कटिंग चाय कप विच यू सीन, द अमाउंट ऑफ ऑयल विच केम, ऑयल तो नहीं था, वो क्या था पता नहीं,
water mixed with the oil also at some point.
I don't know, came out of that thing. And it's like, this bike is being ridden every day. He's ridden like that from Kolhapur to Pune, which is not a short distance.
Yeah, it's a fair distance. Yeah.
And that bike engine, how the hell is it running? He took out the air filter, there was none. It was just the cover. He said, sir, air filter? मेरे को नहीं मालूम, मेरे दोस्त का bike है. And even then, that bike was running.
I think that is
the magic of
an anecdote
Splendor.
of many for the Splendor. I remember when I was younger, I would go to my cousin's house in Mathura and Agra, and 80% of people, all of them had a Splendor. Somebody who's a little more, a lot more money, they'll probably have a Pulsar or something else. But everybody...
Arre nahi. When I went to buy the X-Pulse, I was sitting at the Hero dealership. This is a very weird time because I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for my X-Pulse, I want to pick the color and all that. Couple of guys entered the showroom. And the lady who was attending to me, she naturally turned around and welcomed them. And said, sir, bataiye kya seva karu? The guy said, एक काली वाली Splendor देना. It actually they say Splendor. एक काली वाली Splendor देना. तो the lady said, why not? You have a seat. आपको बाइक देखनी है? नहीं, भाई के पास है. घर में 3 है, अब मेरे को चाहिए. Can you imagine? In today's day and age, that's the buying decision, how it comes. Yeah. All the market research, everything goes for a toss when it comes to a Splendor.
Yeah.
Because from your Zomato guy to your executive to the chapri whom we abuse most of the time on the road, riding with Hawaii chappals and whatever, these guys are also riding the Splendor. And
please
you will
don't
see.
ride like that.
Please don't ride like that. And there are people with ties and all, like executives, they are also riding a Splendor.
Yeah.
It's a classless motorcycle. Let's not put it that.
Yeah. People's champion of sorts.
Yeah. Today you live in Gurgaon, work in Noida, buy a Splendor. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Absolutely not.
Exactly my point.
We both should probably go and get it at the same time.
Abhinav, you should not say these things to me, please. I have to go back to the family, please.
We also, since you're on the topic, we must talk about your XL and how...
Oh my God.
Because that, again, is another people's champion of sorts.
The moped was actually a classed vehicle, in my opinion. Yeah, it was for the poor.
It was.
Right?
It was for carrying weight. It was for a very different utility.
Utility completely. I have bought it just for fun.
Yeah.
The older one was also just for fun. But and the amount of weight the new XL can carry. 3 times its weight. It weighs some 98 kgs or something. It can haul 130, 140 is what TVS tells us.
But in India...
Boss, I have seen shops on a XL. On the main stand.
Yeah.
Right? Right from your dosa wala to your pantapri wala. Absolutely. Everybody vouches on a XL. Again, reliability.
Reliability is king, yeah. For sure.
कुछ भी होता है, वो 2 हथौड़ा मारो, वो चलना चालू होगा.
Right.
And that is where I think is the main thing about commuters in India, the utility value of that thing. It is not a European market where I will take my bike out on the Sunday when I go for a ride. No. My bike will be out every day, whether it is 50 degrees, whether it is flooded, whatever. It does not matter. My bike is out on the road.
I have a question for you.
Go
Do
ahead.
you think that in the 90s, like I said before, that commuters were more fun, maybe because they were a newer concept, also because we were not going that fast on bikes back then, and something like an RX 100 was like a revolution of sorts. Samurai, whatever Shogun.
Shogun to was legend.
Shogun was, I like the Shogun more than the RX 100. Fight me in the comments. Anyway, so
Shogun versus RX.
RX, yeah. Okay. But do you think, as we moved on from the 90s, do you think commuting became less fun?
Yes.
It did. Even I feel the same way. Yeah.
Because, see, it became a job.
Yeah. They perfected it to a science of sorts.
उसका वो जो thought process था, वो इतना limit हो गया कि people started to move away from commuters, thinking that
it's an image thing.
It's an image thing, कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं है. And don't forget that this is the time when Bajaj killed the scooter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Rajiv Bajaj said no to a scooter.
Right.
And the humble Bajaj Chetak was gone.
Right.
LML was in the doldrums.
Yeah.
Lambretta was long bankrupt.
Gone, yeah.
Kinetic Honda, or rather Kinetic, was the only scooter at one point of time.
Yeah.
Right? So, this was the time, I think 2005, 4-5.
Now we're on to the 2000s now.
Yeah.
Things start to change.
So, from 95 to roughly mid-2000s, India was a very dark, dreary place for enthusiasts.
Yeah.
You would rarely get high-performance motorcycles. They would be very expensive.
Yeah.
Even super sport bikes were coming through the grey market and all that.
Yeah.
And commuters were the only options because the manufacturers knew that this is what it is. Hero, Honda kept on churning the same Splendor over and over again every day. I don't know how many hundreds, lakhs, millions they have sold.
In 2000 also the Splendor Plus came out, which is like a update to the original Splendor.
So the Plus had new stickers. So that sticker game kept on happening, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, it was still the Honda.
Yeah.
Now, when Honda and Hero parted ways, I think Hero got the license for that engine, that platform.
Yeah.
And naturally, when Honda is coming, Honda has to do something different. Honda has to do something. I mean, this was the Honda of the past, guys, not now.
Ooh.
I am a big Honda fan. I have all the Honda scooters. Hello. I even have the Honda Navi. So, Honda chose to take on a very different challenge.
Yeah.
Scooters.
Yeah.
2005?
2005.
Activa.
2005 was when the Activa... Actually,
absolute game changer in this segment.
Actually, I think it's 2001, but you tell us.
2001?
You tell
2001
us.
or 5? Google. So, when the Activa came along, the Activa actually changed the game. Because if you look at that point of time, you will have the Splendor, you will have, name a few hundred. See, we don't even remember the names.
We don't. Because out of that whole trickling thing, this is the one that emerged and stayed. Like
That's it.
And that's what counts.
I mean, we had the CT100. No, CT100 is new. We had the
CT100 came out in
Platina.
CT100 came out in the
Bajaj
2000s.
kept on trying with those 100cc bikes and all that. But bottom line, it was the Splendor. So you can understand that if I can't remember a few motorcycle names from 100cc, this segment, from this period, early 2000s.
You can't.
Because it was only the Splendor.
And I mean, the only other sort of motorcycles that I would put in that is CT100 because it had insane mileage for that time. Like it was just, I don't know how much it had. It was some very high number,
I think
high 80s, 90s type.
Indians were, वो जिसको बोलते हैं ना, तरस गए थे. कोई कुछ तो लेके आए. मतलब कि
the obsession with fuel economy became extreme.
Which is fine. It was, the economy was like that. All of that is fine. But option nahi tha.
No option, yeah.
Right? Either you would buy a RX 100, 2-stroke, fuel guzzling, etc., or you would buy a Hero Honda clone.
Correct.
Hero clone. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like you could buy the CD 100.
All those other ones just
It's the same thing
away.
with different bodywork.
Huh. Yeah.
Right? But तो अगर लेना ही है तो Splendor खरीदो. Correct. When the Activa came, it was such a revolution.
Absolutely.
It was a scooter, which means it was more versatile.
It wasn't fast. It wasn't very
fast
plain
by
looking.
any margin.
It was very simple, and that was what its sort of USP was.
That's what clicked. The simplicity. You remember I spoke about the Kinetic Honda?
Yeah.
Each and every feature which the Kinetic Honda had, which was essentially a Honda, the Activa did it slightly better.
Yeah.
So much so, viewers, the Activa in 2001 had the same suspension as the Kinetic Honda.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
Telling link. So when you would brake, the front brakes, it would come up. And if you would hit the rear brakes, it would dip. Because it was an anti-dive nonsense. Right. You know, like even recently, I think Activa has discovered telescopic forks last year. Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think
so it was the same suspension which kept on going even till the last couple of years.
But it worked.
Worked.
And people, I mean, for people who are doing commutes that are less than 10, 15, 20 kilometers.
No, even people
longer.
Who would... Yeah. So that's where I fail to understand the Honda mentality these days.
Yeah.
The Activa in 2001 had an under-seat storage.
Yeah.
Which nobody has seen before. Under-seat storage. I can keep my valuables inside and lock it and nobody will steal it.
Right.
There was optional front glove box. Optional rear
in the front
stepney.
Yeah.
But there was a game changer. In all of this, it had tough-up tubes, which was essentially, if you see the first-gen models, the front mudguard on the left-hand side said tough up.
Okay.
It was a pseudo tubeless tire kind of thing.
Okay. It was like halfway.
And that was something which Honda thought about giving people. कि ये चलते चलते ऐसे टायर बर्स्ट नहीं करेगा.
I think the imagination somewhat has...
That's what Honda used to be. And I'm constantly telling used to be. That's the game changer.
Funnily, maybe this might have been the reason why the mentality is this way today. Because the Activa was one of those things that, a scooter lena to Activa le lo. Like
even the new ad campaign, scooter bolo to Activa.
So I think that cemented a mentality saying, oh, this is going to sell.
No, but again, don't fix which is not broken.
Fair. You don't have to do that. But that mentality of being a little unimaginative with some certain things maybe came from there. Might have come from
Could be. But we cannot also take away credit from TVS.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
From Suzuki.
TVS Star City, again, a 2000s, I feel, is an icon. Again, because of fuel efficiency, it was simple looking. I think it had a cricketer as a brand ambassador, if I'm not wrong. Might have been Virat Kohli. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But Star City, CT100, the Splendor.
You are forgetting a legend.
Yes, tell me.
The Victor.
Oh, yeah. The previous Victor also. Yeah.
The Victor was the actual one motorcycle which has challenged the Splendor in that time.
Is the Victor. But, I mean, it didn't succeed. But,
no, it did. It did well. But they killed it.
Yeah.
See, TVS will not do things like Honda. Ki chal raha hai to chalne do. Right? Even the Jupiter. We were talking about the Activa.
I think
And what I must tell you is that Activa का जो competition है, वो actually came from TVS, which is the Jupiter.
Right.
And the Jupiter even today, आज भी अगर आप देखोगे, तो I consider the Jupiter to be a better purchase than the Activa.
Sure. We had it for a long time and we all rode it.
It's absolutely
fantastic.
Brilliant.
Honestly.
In every count.
Yeah.
In every feature. In every specification, the Jupiter is better.
For sure.
It should be scooter bole to Jupiter rather than scooter bole to Activa. But again, it is the same Splendor mentality. कि Activa है, चलेगा, खरीदते हैं. So they've actually caught on with that sentiment correctly, just as Hero has.
Right. I think if we come to the 2010s and 20s, things like the TVS Jupiter, even things like the Platina 110 or 100. Again, they were one of those sort of icons of recent times. But if we speak about something a little more recent, things like the TVS Raidon, even the Extreme 125R. And now the CB 125, the Honda.
See, now that's the thing. People are realizing that यार 100cc तो बिकेगा ही. 125 पे भी एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं.
Yeah.
Not to forget that Honda has just launched that CD Deluxe. CD Deluxe. sorry. HF Deluxe.
They've updated it. Yeah.
That's the Hero bike. That is the Hero bike.
That's
HF Deluxe.
HF Deluxe.
So Hero HF Deluxe has been updated. There's a new Honda Shine 100 Deluxe.
The CB Shine and these bikes in more recent times have been sort of the stalwarts.
Kept on updating.
Correct.
But why? Because the Commuter
will not die. It cannot die.
Never die.
And the reason why I mentioned the Raider and the Extreme and now the CB is because maybe commuting can be fun again because of these.
Hope so.
These motorcycles. And very honestly, you've ridden the Raider and you've ridden the Extreme.
Yeah.
Both of them are quite well balanced and fun. They have that more fun element also, which is great.
But कुछ requirement ऐसे है ना जो you cannot take away from a commuter, like
True.
comfort.
Yeah.
Like just think about that Swiggy guy yaar.
Right.
Or the porter guy.
Absolutely.
And that's where I want to bring along Bajaj, the CNG, the Freedom CNG.
Oh yeah.
That is actually the pinnacle of a modern day commuter.
Absolutely.
Looks good, performs well, is efficient.
Yeah. It looks quite great. Like I genuinely love the way it looks.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you think a Jupiter CNG should take off like crazy?
I think it should.
Like the one we saw at the
Auto Expo. I think it's a. I'm very surprised somebody's not come up with a CNG after.
Because it's so much sense. You've got space for the cylinder. You've got all of that.
And I mean, your savings will be so much more. And a person who's willing to spend that much money would want something a little more.
Before we wrap up, I think we are running out of time. Before we wrap up, I want to quickly give you a small thing. So a few weeks back, I needed to get something from Gurgaon.
Right.
You remember I had ordered those medicines from that shop.
Right.
So the guy said, should I send you a porter? I said, okay. I said, how much? Some $400. Gurgaon to Noida. I said, okay, you will get it in 45 minutes, 1 hour, whatever. How much time it takes. And I said, ki theek hai, bhej do. So when the guy came, I went down to collect it. Riding a Bajaj CNG. Freedom.
Right.
Dude, that bike was hardly 4 months old. And just, okay, auto journal, what do you expect? Seeing a CNG rider. I said, boss, kitna chala liya? That guy had clocked 9,000 kilometers.
My goodness, in 4 months.
9,000 kilometers. And I asked him that what is that you like about the bike? What is the CNG running good? He said, it's as cheap as walking.
Oh.
And he's saying that he's literally doubled his earning.
Because of it.
Because he doesn't have to pay for petrol.
Now that is a true commuter. Like that is, I mean, in its essence, is what a commuter
empowering.
is about. Yeah. Absolutely.
It is empowering everybody. I mean, if you are doing 100 kilometers a day, a CNG, and he spoke about reliability. He said, नहीं sir, कोई problem नहीं है. Oh, किसी ने ठोक दिया था तो पीछे का indicator टूट गया. मतलब
I mean, those things will happen.
That is a different thing.
That's relatively.
So, and he was enjoying the ride also. I asked him what he used to ride before that. He said, I used to ride one of these commuters. I think he said the HF Deluxe or one of these Hero commuters.
Yeah.
He said Hero. मैं हीरो चला था. मैं ठीक है. तो बजाज में कैसा अच्छा लगा. बोलते हैं दिखने में भी अच्छा है. स्टाइलिश है. तो मैं काम के बाद जब घूमने जाता है तो भी I am happy. So I think that's
Bajaj doesn't get enough credit for
I don't think Bajaj is getting enough credit for what
it is fantastic. It's genuinely revolutionary in what they've thought of. And a TVS Jupiter CNG would do
So
well.
you see, everywhere there is a game changer in the commuter. So first it was the Hero Honda CD100 100 series. Then came the Activa.
And the Splendor in the middle also.
I'm 100cc. Matlab Splendor bhi hai usme.
Yeah.
Then came the Activa, which is a scooter. Now it's the CNGs.
Yeah.
I think CNGs should come by hordes.
Yeah.
Each and every manufacturer should.
And on that note,
we shall talk about electric scooters in a different podcast. We will not get there at this point.
We should ask, do you think we should do a podcast
yes, why not?
Purely on electrics, bikes, scooters, everything? Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
Please.
And also let us know whether you want sporty 100cc commuters like the Freedom.
Yeah.
Okay, the Freedom was 125.
125.
But would you want your Splendor to look fancy?
Yeah. You remember the Splendor Pro Classic?
Oh, yes. The Cafe Racer.
The Cafe Racer.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, stylish.
It was a shot.
Yeah, and I appreciate Hero for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, to conclude it all, every generation or every decade has a commuter of the year. I think it started with the Hero Honda CD100.
Yeah.
Then it was the Activa.
Yeah.
And this should be the year of
the
CNG.
Bajaj Freedom, yeah. Has to be.
What next? Stay tuned. We'll see you next time with something, again, a lot more interesting.